Hi, everyone. Hi, Karina.
Hey, Maura.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's so good to see you. This is so much fun.
I know. We haven't done this in a couple months, gone live together.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
How's it for you?
Things are going super well for us. We had a really good phone bank last night, a really good Team Maura phone bank.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
Yeah.
you made tons of calls and actually talked to a lot of constituents too.
Yes, we talked to 50 people, and I just want everyone out there to know sometimes people don't like to phone bank, but we made it really fun on Zoom, and it's a way you can connect with people virtually while phone banking. So we'll have some info on that on our website coming up because it was really fun.
Love it. So people can jump on and help out even from the comfort of their own home.
Yes, from your couch. Yeah. And how about you? You had an office opening?
Yeah, we had our office opening. That was a lot of fun. Congressman Caston was there. Of course, you were there. We were so happy that you came by. We did it. It was an outdoor event. Everyone wore their masks. It was a short event, nothing too long. So it was just good to see people and to, start that campaign momentum because, um, even though this is your first time running for office, you've been such an integral part of so many different campaigns in the past. So we're just always used to having fun. And so I think that it's great to kind of come up with unique new ways of doing things.
Yeah, for sure. It was a nice event because it was outside and everyone was able to be socially distanced, but it was the first event that had a real campaign feel that I've been to. So it was really great.
Yes.
Yeah.
And speaking of campaign feels, I opened my mailbox yesterday and look what I got, everyone.
Oh, yes, that went out. Yeah.
I love it. I was so excited to get it, mostly so I could see the awesome family picture. Teddy's like cracking up. It looks so cute. I love it. It's such a good introduction piece, and I hope everyone who lives in the 49 takes some time to check it out if you got it in the mail, because it also has ways to contact you on here, right?
It does. Website, social media. Yes. Yeah.
That's great.
I'm really proud of it because it's a really good feel for our campaign and what Team Maura is all about, family and community. And it's surreal to see my face in people's mailboxes, but it's fun. It's been fun. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So tonight we're here to talk about vote by mail because I think it's something really important to get information on as people are making their voting plans for November. So we're getting a lot of questions about it when we're doing phone calls. People have been getting applications in the mail. So do you want to walk us through a little bit about the vote by mail legislation?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for doing this topic. It's definitely a topic that benefits all voters, not just one side of the aisle, right? And as I've been talking to constituents, I've kind of been asking, like, which way, what's your voting plan? Are you going to vote early? Are you going to vote by mail? Are you voting the day of? And a large majority of the people that I've been talking to have told me that they are going to be doing the vote by mail system, which I'm very excited to hear that because we did work so hard on that legislation that we passed. So it's important for people to know it's legislation that's effective only for this general election. And it's because of COVID that we decided to pass this legislation. The changes supplement everything that we're already doing. So we're not taking anything away. Some people were concerned, like, does this mean that I'm not going to be able to go early vote? Or does that mean that you're not going to let me vote the day of? So this is in addition to what already exists. We have made election day a state holiday for this election. So that means all of the schools and government offices are going to be closed. That way we can do things in a safe manner.
Yeah.
One of the testing sites, Maura, usually sometimes are nursing homes where, well, this time around, the vast majority of nursing homes have said that they're not going to be able
to. They can't.
Yeah, they can't. We've got to protect our seniors. So basically, if you voted in the 18 general election, in the 19 municipal election, or in the 20 primary, you will automatically receive a vote by mail application for a ballot. You're not going to automatically receive the ballot. You're going to receive the application. So that application, make sure to fill it out, send it back in, and then be on the lookout for that ballot. For all of the people who apply for the ballot, you'll be receiving a postcard to remind you to submit that ballot, and it's the Secretary of State Jesse White's office who's going to be sending those postcards out. Your last day to submit your vote by mail request is October 29th. And so that's just kind of like a little bit. We're also going to be extending voting hours for early voting. And that starts on October 19th. We've also expanded the availability of curbside voting the day of election. So yeah, these are all. Oh, one other important thing. Schools are going to be closed that day. If kids are looking to get involved in helping out, a wonderful way to do that is 16 to 18-year-olds can actually be election judges. So that's a really exciting thing, I think, for future voters, future generations of voters to be able to get involved. So.
Yeah, to see the process. Yes, yes. I have a question about curbside voting. What does that look like? Is that driving up in your car and handing a mail-in ballot, or?
So driving up in your car and having someone come out and bring a paper ballot to you so you can fill it out. And
okay.
The day of election. Now, not all voting facilities are going to have those abilities. So you have to definitely make sure that you're checking with your voting location.
For sure. And I think we'll be getting out voting information, as we get closer on our website and on social media. We'll probably hopefully get lists of where that's available, and we can share that information with voters.
Yeah, absolutely. So keep your eye out for that.
Yeah. And I was also noting that, so October 29th is the deadline for getting your application in. Mm-hmm. But that is a pretty tight deadline between October 29th and November 3rd, election day. So I think we should push to get any applications in by, mid-October, and then you can be sure to get your ballot in time.
Absolutely. And what I've loved when I've talked to constituents, they'll say to me, oh, I already did that, and I submitted the request for, everyone in my family, and, people are already thinking ahead. And I think that this coming election, more than ever, every single vote is going to count. There have been state rep seats, state Senate seats won by under 50 people, under 50 votes. I mean, Can you just imagine?
No.
More than absolutely not. I can't imagine.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So every single vote and voice definitely counts. So make a plan now. I think that's something to think about. If it's early voting or if it's vote by mail, make the plan now.
Yes.
I want to say that if anyone out there has questions, you can type them in the chat, and Karina and I will do our best to answer them. And we have some frequently asked questions that have been sort of sent in. So Karina and I are going to go back and forth with those questions right now, because maybe it's something that's already on your mind. So I would say our first question is, what if I didn't get an application in the mail? What if I didn't get an application in the mail?
So you can go to your county clerk's website. So, the 49th covers a tiny bit of Cook, DuPage County, and King County almost equally. So you can go to those websites and you can find out how to apply for your in order to get your vote by mail ballot.
Yes. And I think that we are getting all those links up in our chat also, so you can look there if you really need them. And you can also call. So you can apply online or call to apply. if you did not get your application in the mail. Let's see.
So what if people lose their ballot is another commonly asked question.
Oh, that is a question we have talked about in our household, because we have a tendency to get the mail and put it in a weird place, or, so first thing is I'm going to work really hard to not lose my ballot. But if I do, you can go vote in person, but you will be given a provisional ballot and have to, I think, sign an affidavit. Or does that sound correct, Karina?
Mm-hmm.
So your vote will still count, and you can 100% still vote. But I would say try your absolute hardest not to lose that ballot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Next question. Oh, what if I get the ballot? So I apply for a ballot, but then I change my mind and I want to go vote in person. Can I do that?
I think that a lot of people are having kind of concerns. They hear rumors through the rumor mill. And so go ahead and just apply for that ballot. Once you get it, and you've decided, like, you know what, I want to just go and do it in person today, after early voting starts, or even on the day of election. Take that ballot with you, surrender the ballot. They'll allow you then to vote there, and it'll be great.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Just be sure to take it with you. Yeah.
Yep. And so another question is, can I fill out the vote by mail ballot and then hand deliver it?
Why, yes, you can. I actually think that's kind of a fun option, because you can do the best of both worlds. You can do all your research at home, and fill out your ballot, and then go hand deliver it, and feel secure about that. There will also maybe be drop boxes for the ballots. Is that something that will be available? Yeah.
Lock boxes outside of the polling place.
Okay. Yeah. So that's pretty great. What if I applied for a ballot and did not receive it in the mail?
So you contact, again, the county clerk. The county clerk is your best friend when it comes to elections, and their website list has so many wonderful resources for you. Make sure to give them a call and let them know. You should receive your ballot by October 1st, and call in October to be sure that there's going to be enough time to remedy this situation. So like the second week, if you're a voter who votes regularly, who voted in those earlier elections, you should be receiving it automatically. If you don't receive it that first week of October, give the county clerk a call.
Okay. Oh, I'm going to ask this question. How are we assured against fraud in the vote by mail process? This is a question lots of people have. What are your thoughts on that?
So there's always, elections have always been taken very seriously here in our country. It is something that we always are on the lookout of ways to protect people from voter fraud. When there is voter fraud, Maura, I don't know that many people know this, but there are consequences that are pretty hefty and severe. If you abuse the mail ballots, there can be election fraud charges, and people can face fines, and even end up in prison over voter fraud. This is very serious. I think about growing up, my mom always taught me, like, it is your civic responsibility as a United States citizen to go and vote. It is something you must do. As the one duty as a United States citizen, going and voting, obviously we have a lot of protections in place to make sure that that process, start to finish, is done in a way that protects the election process. So there's things that are already put in place. And if you suspect people of committing any kind of voter fraud, please let your county clerk office know, and as well as your elected officials. That's something that's very important.
Yes.
To
Yeah.
all.
I agree. And there really is no evidence that mail-in ballots increase electoral fraud. So we just all have to be aware and careful, and it'll be a good, safe way for us to use our voices, I think.
Yeah, there's actually another thing when it comes to those mail-in ballots. In order to discount a signature, um, there's going to be 3 election judges that are going to review all of the vote by mail ballots. In order to say that this ballot is not valid,
Yeah.
all 3 of the judges need to agree that
Oh,
the signature
yeah.
doesn't match the original signature of the person. As time changes, when you register to vote when you're 18, your
Yeah.
signature might look very different than it does later on in life, right?
Yeah.
And so all 3 of those judges have to agree to say we're going to discount this ballot. So I think that's really important to know. And it's the judges are there will always be at least one judge out of those 3 from one party or the other. So you can't have 3 judges of the same party.
Right. Right. Oh, that's really good information. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, when I got married, my last name went from Welch, really easy to write, to Hershauer. So I remember my first signature was like really painstakingly writing every single letter. And now, 15 years later, I'm just like Hershauer. So it's
Yes.
it's changed. We have a question. Yay. Mary Kay. Hi, Mary Kay. Asked a question. Put it up on the screen. What if I've received a vote by mail application, but I'm moving to another county? Can I reapply in the new county?
Yes, absolutely. And that's when I would say contact the new county clerk.
Yes. Yeah. That sounds like a phone call, a good phone call question for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Contacting the new county clerk. Thanks for the question, Mary Kay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where are we here with the FAQs?
Well, I will ask you the next one. How about that?
Okay.
How can I make sure that my vote is definitely counted?
Well, you answered that for me. But I love this, that panel of 3 election judges evaluating the ballots. So it's good to know why a ballot can be rejected, I think, so that when you're filling out your ballot, you take care to not do these things. So your ballot can be rejected if the envelope was delivered open, which really wouldn't be your fault, but could be something that happens in the mail process. The certification envelope contains no signature, so you need to be sure to sign the envelope. It will be rejected if you have already cast a ballot. If you vote in person on election day, as well as mailing in a ballot, they will be on the lookout for those situations. And if the voter is not a duly registered voter in the precinct. So those are some reasons why it could be rejected. But like Karina said, it takes 2 out of 3 election judges to reject a ballot. So they will notify you within 2 days of a ballot rejection. And so for this reason, it's important to send your ballot early. So in case your ballot is rejected, you can rectify that. You can correct any errors and ensure that your vote is really counted. This is a question. Within 1 day after receipt of a vote by mail ballot, or if a vote by mail ballot is rejected, the election authority shall notify the State Board of Elections of the receipt or rejection. And then the State Board of Elections notifies the voter? Is that the chain of command? Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
So you will definitely have a notification if your vote was rejected.
Yeah. Okay. Great. See, all bases covered. I love it.
Yes. So tell me about, right now there's so much conversation about vote by mail. I'm wanting to make sure that we really answer this question Is it a must? Do I have to vote by mail? And do I have to fill out the application that comes automatically in the mail for a mail-in ballot?
You do not have to vote by mail. You know, as you said, Election Day will be a holiday, and you can vote in person if that is something you want to do. So the great thing about this election year is all options are open to you. So you can choose to not fill out an application, that's totally fine. You can choose to fill out an application, and then, like we said, change your mind and bring your ballot with you when you want to go vote in person, either early or day of. And like we said, if you have a ballot and you lose it, you just have to do a provisional ballot and sign an affidavit. So it's not mandatory vote by mail. It is just an option for people who are, wanting to stay safe and take those extra precautions and make sure their vote is counted, because every day brings something new in 2020. So it's good to be.
Absolutely. And that's a good point to just cover again. We talked about this earlier, but for those of you who are joining us, this is only for this general election that Illinois has done this. And I want to make it clear to everyone, the reason for it is that we want to make sure to give everyone a safe option of voting. So, a lot of people who are older, they're in the compromised group of making sure that they're being protected due to, potential exposure to COVID really impacting their health. So we want to make sure that to give them safe options to vote, as well as people who are immunocompromised. So that's why Illinois did this. It's moving just during coronavirus, being able to give people all options for being able to make their vote count.
Yes.
Every vote is really going to matter.
Every vote. And it's important to be proactive because we don't know what November will look like. So it's great. We have another question. I love these real-time questions. This is from Eric. Area?
Yeah.
Thank you. Will DuPage County Election Commission implement an email notification process? Cook County emails you along every step of the process. Oh, yay, Cook County. I don't know that Kane County does that, speaking as a Kane County resident.
Yeah, and I don't think that DuPage County elections even has my email address. I live in DuPage. So yeah. My email, I've never given my email address to
I don't know. Yeah.
So I would say I don't know, but that's a great question that we can maybe ask, and we'll ask around, and maybe later on in the once we figure it out, we can come back and maybe answer the question on the link.
Yes. Yeah, we'll answer in the chat once we find out. But also a good phone call to make to your local county clerk, and if that's something, we can see if they can implement that. Yeah, great question. Thank you. All right. She says, in Cook County, it is part of the application process to submit your email.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not, as far as I know, it's not part of the process. I mean, I'm trying to think. I purchased my home around 11 years ago, and I did not, when I registered to vote, I did not give my email address.
Yeah.
So
we have another great question from Natalie. We mentioned about Election Day being a state holiday, but other than students getting the day off, does that mean anything else? Any special allowances from employers?
It's if you work for a government entity, because those places will be closed, but employers always need, on the day of election, if you start and end your workday where it's not feasible for you to go vote, they do have to legally give you some time to be able
to vote. Yes.
To go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Good question, Natalie. And Carolyn, we had another question come on in. Hi, Carolyn. Yes. She wants to clarify this because it's an important point. If you get a vote by mail ballot, but then you decide to vote in person, you need to bring the ballot that they mailed to you. You need to bring that with you to the
And
vote.
you can bring it with you either A, completely filled out and then submit it and have that count, or B, surrender it and say you want to vote in person instead. So
Yeah.
you can do either of those two things.
Yeah. Cool. Good clarification, especially because people might be hopping on and joining us at different times. And we have more Cook County updates. So Cook County emails you when your application is received, when your ballot is sent to you, and then when your ballot is received. So that's a really nice feature for our 3 precincts in Cook County.
Tiny pair of Cook.
Yeah, a little teeny part, those lucky 3 precincts. That's wonderful. But we will look into that to see if we have the capacity to sort of do that in Kane or DuPage. I'm not sure. This is a lively discussion. I love it. Let's see. Where do we leave off? Oh, Karina, why is Illinois rolling out vote by mail now?
Oh, well, we talked a little bit about that. Because of coronavirus, we want to make sure to give everyone the most options this year of voting by mail. And other states are doing this and have done it for a long time. So here in Illinois, we're doing it. Remember, these are things that we put in place only due to coronavirus and only for this upcoming general election.
Yes. Yeah. Important steps that you took in the legislature this year. It's really great. You have another one?
Well, I just wanted to jump into the next one. So we talked about this a little bit earlier, but let's remind folks who will be mailed an application for vote by mail.
Good. I feel like I'm on a game show. All right. If you voted in the 2018 election, the 2020 or 2019 primary, 2020, and the 2019 election, those 3 elections. Am I missing one?
Yes, the 18 general, the 19 municipal, or 20 primary.
Yes.
You will get one automatically in the mail. And it's not the ballot, right?
It's just the application that you get in the mail. Yes. Yes. So if you're a new voter, I know a lot of seniors that just graduated from high school and, so all those new voters need to fill out an application if they want a mail. First, they have to register to vote, but then they'll have to fill out their application if they want a mail-in ballot. And if you've moved or anything, the usual change of residence, get your voter registration all set and then fill out your application. Karina, will I still be able to vote in person? We keep talking about this, but I think it's a good thing to hammer down. Will I still be able to vote in person or vote early this year if I want to?
Yes, yes, yes. These are different options. So to me, something that I like to ask when I'm talking to potential voters, I like to say, have you established your voting plan? What that means is, do you plan on voting by mail? Do you plan on voting early? And do you plan to vote the day of? So I encourage everyone watching today to create their voting plan. And if your answer is you want to vote early, why don't you go ahead and just schedule a day on the calendar and say, this is my voting day. This is the day I'm going to go in and vote early. So create a voting plan for yourself and for your whole household. And whether it's vote by mail, voting early, or voting the day of, make sure that you create your voting plan because every vote is going to count.
Yes, I love that. A voting plan for everyone. We have another question in the chat from Amanda. Oops. No, that one's from Kat. Sorry, Kat. Kat says Kane County collected her email when she applied online. So maybe they will use this for notification processes. So we can check on that. Thanks, Kat.
Yeah, another good question would be like, what about those of us who didn't submit an email? Is there a way to submit an email later?
Yeah, Because it would be very reassuring to receive those emails, your ballot has been received, just to see that pop up in your inbox. Amanda's question is, if I applied for a ballot online and then was sent an application, do I still have to go online and resubmit my application? I feel as though the best answer to that question is for you to double check and call your county clerk's office to make sure that they have received your application. But what do you think?
I'm not sure about the resubmitting an application. I applied for a ballot on, oh, I see. And then you were sent the application via mail. Oh, good question.
Yeah. So I think if you apply online, and then you get your application in the mail, I just think the safest thing is to call the county clerk's office and double check that your online application is in and that's what they're going by. I want to assume that it is, but I really think you should check.
And definitely by October 1st, if you haven't received your ballot, I would absolutely.
Yeah. If you're having any doubts, call your county clerk. Yep. Hopefully there will be an influx of calls to the county clerks. They'll hate us. No. Carolyn had another question about a letter with an application to request a ballot from an organization called Vote by Mail 2020. Have you heard of them? Are they legit? I would say only fill out an application that comes from your county clerk's office. Mm-hmm. I don't know Vote by Mail 2020, but definitely if it's from your county clerk's office, then it's going to get to the right place. Yeah.
I'm phoning a friend really quick right now.
I like that. It is like we're on a game show.
I'm texting a friend right now. I really don't know. That's a good question.
I didn't know this was a Stump the Candidates Facebook Live, but it's good. It's good.
It's a great question.
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that, Carolyn, because No, that's all right. No worries. We'll see if we got that right. And while Karina's waiting, I just want to say, for any other questions that you have, as we said, direct them to your county clerk's office. And we put all links to different county clerks in this chat because Karina's new district will cover parts of Kendall County, and then we have Kane and DuPage and Cook. We do need suspense music, someone said, for phoning a friend.
Let's see if they respond. They might be having dinner or something.
Yeah. And I want to plug votemaura.com. We have put up a vote by mail FAQ section on our website. So if you find yourself having questions, you can reference us. We thought it would be a nice place to gather information for people to go look at.
I just got this just now from someone from the League of Women Voters, actually. That's who I phoned, because they're a trusted source. The League of Women Voters were very supportive of our legislation, by the way, to increase this vote by mail. And they told me, yes, they're going out this week to all registered voters.
Okay, so this organization, Vote by Mail 2020, is sending out applications to all registered voters. Cool. So Carolyn, thank you for bringing that to our attention, because I didn't know about that. And so then I'm assuming applications will be mailed back to the county clerk's office of origin.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe Carolyn, you can tell us what it says in regards to like where that request ballot is.
Does it say they will be sent back there? Carolyn? Carolyn!
We're getting to the bottom of this.
We are. We're detectives. She said thank you. So maybe it does. So I would trust it if it League of Women Voters says so, because I trust them. And if they're going to return to your county clerk's office.
Yep.
I I feel like we have wrapped up. So what are some takeaways from our vote by mail?
I just think have a voting plan.
Yeah.
Everyone, these days, I really think that, oh, you know what? Hold on a second. My friend just said, I'm confused. The clerk is mailing out applications for ballots. What is them? So maybe they were confused. I didn't say it was an organization.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Then I still think the safest thing is to just respond to your county clerk's application to vote by mail.
Yeah.
And go to your county clerk's website to do it online if you want to, or call them.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sorry, Carolyn, for any confusion, but I definitely think that the county clerk, like Maura said, is definitely the way to go with it.
Yeah, yeah. And I love voting plan for everyone in your household that's of voting age. Mm-hmm. That way there's no surprises.
Totally. And every person is right now during this pandemic, everyone knows what they're feeling the most comfortable with. So please just make sure that whichever way you choose, just come up with a plan, stick to it. Your vote really counts. Your vote really matters. We don't want it to be a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks after the election and they're still counting the votes because they're like, oh, you might have won by 30 votes, Karina, and so every vote will count. Let's just go to the polls. Let's get this done.
Yes, I agree. It's exciting, I think, to have all these safe options for voting. I think it's really empowering to make sure that every person can vote safely and in a way that feels safe to them. I am really proud of what Illinois has done for early voting right now during this pandemic. I think it's pretty amazing. So, and another big takeaway is if you're wondering where things are, if you haven't gotten your ballot by October 1st, contact your county clerk. Just keep calling. Be an annoying person. Call your county clerk every day if you want to. But this is important to make sure your voice is heard. So pretty exciting.
Absolutely.
Do you have any upcoming volunteer opportunities or anything you want to plug from your team?
We are always looking for volunteers. We are phone banking on a regular basis, pretty much every day. And there's opportunities for that, as well as Zoom calls with your friends if you want to do like a Zoom coffee. And even I would love if someone was like, oh, I live in the 49th, which means that it could be for Maura and Karina.
Yes.
Would love that to if you were to host a Zoom for your friends and invite the two of us. That way, you can talk to your future state representative and your future.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would be really fun. Really great. Yeah, I think so. And we're doing the same thing at Team Maura. Lots of phone banking, and we had just a really nice time the other night phone banking. So if you want to do it, get in touch with us. And one thing that's unique to us is that, Maura Hirschauer's name is new on the scene. So, and if our message is resonating with you and you can amplify our message by liking our things on social media, telling your friends and neighbors, that will make a huge difference for us down the line. So we need those amplifiers, and we appreciate all the hard work everyone is doing right now to push this election forward. It's been really energizing. I feel like it's picked up steam really quickly, and it's exciting.
Yes, that's so great. And whenever I'm talking about you, Maura, like sometimes I'll be wearing my mask if I'm, whether it's at the grocery store or wherever it is that I'm trying to remind people to vote for you. I always say, and that's Maura with an M, and I do my sign language.
I like that, sign language.
Because somebody's wearing the mask or whatever, and it sounds muffled, so it's for Maura.
With an M. I like that. Yes, I like that. And we had one other really good question. Do you have yard signs? I know you do, Karina. Where can people pick them up?
Absolutely.
Or how can they get one?
If you just go to my Citizens for Karina via Facebook and send us a message there on Messenger, we would love to be able to send one. Or go to my website, which is www.karinavia.com, and request it there. We'll get one to you. Yeah, those are the two ways to do it.
And same here on Vote Maura, votemora.com. We have a yard sign form for you to fill out, or if you just message us on Facebook. We are so crazy about our yard signs. We'll get them to you lickety split. So we want to see our names all over the 49th district. It's exciting. Yeah. Well, I think this was fun and informative.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for doing this, Maura, and for educating everyone. I know that when it comes to constituents and educating them, that's like one of the most important parts of a state representative's job. So you're already starting out on such a strong foot by knowing that that's something that you want to do, and you're already doing it as a candidate. So I know that once you're elected as state representative, you're going to keep doing this amazing work.
Thank you, Karina. I have to say, I learned from the best. So
we make a great team.
We do. And I thank you to everyone who participated tonight. It was really a fun, lively discussion. So wonderful.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna sign off, everyone. Have a great Tuesday. I forgot what day it was. Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your night. All right.
Everyone.
Bye.